Hi, my name is Blair. I'm running for SRC, Vice President of Student Support.
Hi. So first question, why do you think that you are the best pick among the other candidates for this position?
I think I'm good at student support because I've got a fairly strong track record of campaigning and sort of winning victories for welfare issues. So personally I had to drop out of university because I'm estranged from my family, came out as gay, got rejected, so I don't have that family network to support you through university. And because of that, the system doesn't support estranged students properly, or it didn't. So I dropped out of university, and in my year out, used my time to lobby members of parliament, government agencies, and eventually I got the system changed for everyone. I got the funding for myself, which meant I was able to come back to university this year. So practical experience like that of winning real change, I think would stand me in fairly good stead when it comes to improving welfare for students on campus.
Issues with the SRC would you most like to fix in this position?
With the SRC or with the university?
With the SRC.
The SRC. I think the SRC does a good job. What it could do better is effectively represent students' views. Because right now, I have experience of working with university senior management, because I work for the university. They're quite quick to write off students' views because they don't know what they are. So I think the SRC should be doing a better job of finding out what students really want, finding out what they care about, whether that's divesting from arms and fossil fuels, the climate strategy, safety on campus. Students have very strong opinions, but there's no way for students to express that view to university senior management. So I think that's something the SRC could be doing better.
Off the back of that, what are some of the biggest issues that students are facing right now that you feel like you could help tackle?
That I could help with.
Yeah.
Already said some of them. They're all the sort of the big ticket things. So divestment, climate, safety on campus, and supporting students during the strike in particular. There's not a lot that the SRC can't fix all these problems on their own. They also have to talk with the university. I think if they were to effectively represent the views of students to senior management, the students would be able to win when it comes to divestment and when it comes to the climate strategy that the university is currently putting together. Campus safety, obviously that comes from the States, that comes from Glasgow City Council, whether that's Kelvin Way in the park or the South Gate. So the SRC can't do that on their own, but the SRC should be effectively representing students' views on these issues, whether that's to the university or to people further afield. I think the big thing the SRC should be doing right now is supporting students during the strike, but also supporting the strikers. Students are being disrupted, but the long-term goal here is for students to be able to talk by people who are getting paid for the work that they're doing and have secure jobs. There's no point in having students complain about the strike now, because in 2 years down the line, when the staff have worse conditions, the education will suffer as well. So I think supporting students and making it known to the university that students are unhappy with their position on this and that they should be doing more to bring the strike to a speedy conclusion.
What measures would you take to implement to support estranged students in particular?
Estranged students in particular? So right now I'm working with Scott and Tom, President and Vice President Student Support, on a campaign, like an awareness raising campaign for estranged students at university. I didn't know that I was estranged until after I dropped out and I had a meeting with someone in financial aid and they said, you're this whole category, didn't know it existed. Because it's a very niche issue, it's not something that people talk about a lot, but hopefully with an awareness raising campaign between the SRC and the university comms team, which we're working on at the minute, more people will know the support that's out there. And thanks to the changes from the Scottish Government, from SAS, from UCAS, that support will be easier to access as well. So I think awareness is a big thing. I've done a lot of media work in the past year during this campaign, so I think being able to talk about it, making students know that there are other strange students out there, because people don't know that, but after doing any media stuff, people message and say, oh, I had no idea that someone else was in this position, I thought it was just me. So I think raising the awareness of the issue is probably the biggest thing that the university can be doing, because all of the support and the sort of policy side of things, that's currently coming from the Scottish Government. They're working on a review on the issue, so once that comes out, we'll see from there. But right now, the SRC and the university should be doing a lot more about sort of raising awareness of the issue.
I know you said that there's only so much that the SRC can do, but what policies would you like to implement to help students feel safer on campus?
Safer on campus. So there is only so much the university can do, the SRC can do. The SRC can't go around putting up, lights and that sort of thing. But what the SRC can do is they can say to university, and in particular to the States team, that students are scared and angry about this. It shouldn't have got to the point where there was a series of incidents for something to be done. The university should be proactively ensuring safety on campus. So, in particular with the series of sexual assaults that happened, lighting is obviously one of the biggest things. So, there's new lighting in that library passageway, that's important, but also something that should be done is the path from the south gate to the south front. That needs a lot better lighting. So working with the States to make sure that happens. And I feel like the biggest failing of the incident back in December was the lack of communication. It's not quite clear who knew what when, but between the police, the university and the SRC, students should have been made aware of the issue a lot sooner. And so I think going forward, there has to be a better policy in place when it comes to transparency, ensuring student safety. Obviously there's like a line to toe there when it comes to not scaring anyone, not waiting until all the facts come out, that sort of thing. But students should be aware of what's happening, and it shouldn't have got to the second. It shouldn't even have got to the second instant for students to be made aware that there was an issue on campus.
What would you like to do to help students feel that their voices are being heard? I mean, we've had a recent protest regarding the arms trade, fossil fuels. What would you like to do to amplify those voices?
So I was actually at the arms divestment protest, and I think it's really good work that the coalition is doing. The problem is that there is lots of energy expended from students, and it doesn't always sort of translate into university. The university isn't hearing it. So I think the best thing to do would be, personally, I'm a fan of sort of participatory democracy. So sort of indicative votes, that sort of thing. Strathclyde recently, they did a referendum of their students, basically when should the university be net zero. And the students said 2025, and so the union took that to university, and the university were bound by that because it was what the majority of students wanted. And you could show, I think it was something like 90% of people voted for 2025. So when you've got that, you can turn around to senior management and go, this is what students want, you can't sort of deny it anymore. So I would be a fan of that. It's not difficult and it's not super techy, it's just an online survey, effectively, which could be easily done right away. And obviously we should be encouraging protests on campus. The SRC should be challenging the university and challenging the university to go and challenge government and the police when it comes to trying to shut down protests on campus. XR obviously aren't a hate group or a terrorist organisation, so they shouldn't be flagged up as part of the PREVENT programme, for example. The SLC should be very clear that we support protests on campus, and the students shouldn't be sort of disciplined for making their voices heard.
You mentioned the strikes earlier.
Yes.
What would you do to help international students who are feeling financial strain from these strikes?
Yeah, obviously I think the first thing to say is that not all staff can strike and not all students can strike. I know there's a lot of sort of grey area when it comes to postgraduates and people who are teaching as well as studying. So if people can't strike for international sort of visa reasons or finance reasons, that's fine. Obviously that's fine. I think the university should be doing more to support students. I know lots of students are very frustrated, in particular fee-paying students, international students. As a Scottish student myself, I don't pay fees, but I'm still frustrated. But for people who've paid thousands of pounds to come to university, for them to only be taught 5 weeks out of 11 isn't good enough. Personally, I would like to see fees returned to students because that's only fair, but I also don't want this whole discussion to come down to money. The conversation should be about pushing the university to reach a settlement with the staff, not about pushing the staff to stop striking. So students should be fully behind the strike, fully behind the staff who are on strike, and they should be challenging the university. So that's why something like a student vote on the issue, do you support the staff or do you support the university? When you can turn around to the university and go, the staff aren't with you, the students aren't with you, they will have to change their tune. So I think something like sort of proving the level of support among students would go some way to bring the strikes to an end.
Okay. One final thing. Just any closing remarks as to why people should vote for you?
I would like it if people voted for me. I think that would be very nice of them. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I've got a fairly strong track record when it comes to getting stuff done. As the Estrangement campaign has shown, with a year out, you can talk to members of Parliament, change government policy, get a Scottish Government review announced, which is what we did with our campaign. So the stuff can be done if you know sort of the right people to ask and the right favours to ask. I have experience working. I used to work for the SRC as marketing director. I used to work for, I currently do work for the university as environmental sustainability coordinator with the guest team. So I regularly talk to senior management. I sit in the sustainability working group. I would like to think I would be able to use that knowledge of getting stuff done to effectively represent students' views if I was to be VPSS.